We are Global Wind Energy Council, in short, the GWEC. We are the head of industry voice. We are the membership association on behalf of the entire global wind industry. We do the lobby, help the industry grow and to address the challenge in terms of energy transition. Again, all in all, is that what we do here is to help to fight the climate change.
What happens when the wind doesn't blow?
Yeah, I think it's a big question here. Maybe years back, it's a big challenge, but looking at where we are today, after 4 decades of development in terms of renewable, wind has become mature, a reliable energy source. Of course, we expect and would like to have the wind blow anytime, any single minute. But there is natural, sometimes the wind doesn't blow. Follow the technology innovation, and we do have the technology like the storage, and we can balance the grid with the support from natural gas. So all in all, we can leverage the demand and supply with the big digital to play to maintain reliability of the wind development. Of course, to have wind play the bigger role moving forward, for example, help the entire society to reach net zero, we do need to continue to build the infrastructure and bring more technology in terms of the digitalization, etc.
In 2021, China built more than half of all new turbines. It's rapidly making a name for itself globally as a wind power. Why has China decided to go down this route?
Since the beginning of 2020, the Chinese central government had made it clear they are going to develop and building their local industry to support the renewable industry. As you know, China is the largest component and turbine production manufacturing hub. This really helped the industry to support the government initiative. That's why China became the largest market, since the middle of 2010. Last year, in 2021, as you already indicate, China installed half of the global installation. Actually, a year before, 2020, China installed even more than half of the global installation. It's mainly due to the installation rush in 2020 for onshore, and last year, due to the deadline, they have to catch. Therefore, we see nearly 17 gigawatt offshore wind was built in a single year. What put together in 1 year, it takes like nearly 3 decades for the European market to achieve. So we have to say this is tremendous achievement.
What are, Zhao, the economics of wind power compared with, say, coal power, solar power, nuclear power? Do the sums add up?
I think in most parts of the world, the cost of energy for onshore wind is below the fossil fuel, coal power plant, natural gas, etc. And we continue to see the decline of LCOE based on the technology innovation. If you're looking at the offshore, even though right now offshore is slightly higher, more expensive than onshore, but the decline rate actually is much more aggressive in the past 10 years. That's what we saw, the cost curve in Europe, specifically in the UK. That's why European Commission are going to rely on wind as part of their solution to reach their 2050 net zero target.
Now, one of my questions at the beginning was what happens when the wind doesn't blow? So that automatically goes on to the next question, can you store wind power?
That's a big question, and that's what the industry has been working on in the past 20 years. It's relatively more expensive today, but we are confident that with the technology innovation, we can further bring down the cost of the storage, not just the lithium battery. Now the industry working with different solutions, for example, mini hydro and also hydrogen. Hydrogen could play a transitional role, help the industry to electrify the hard to electrify heavy industry like steel, cement industry. At the same time, we can store the electricity and use it as the storage. So again, there are multiple solutions out in the market to support the energy transition.
We can't automatically rely on wind power, can we? So what percentage do you estimate wind power will represent in the future as a future power source?
Since we are working at the Global Wind Energy Council, we do watch the statistics every year. For example, by the end of 2020, the numbers from GWEC indicate that the penetration rate for wind is 6.5%, which means that 6.5% of global electricity actually generated by wind. To reach net zero, we're going to have renewable to generate 90% of the global electricity demand. Out of that, 73% will be wind and solar, which means that wind and solar are going to equally share the responsibility.
Zhao Feng, Head of Strategy and Market Intelligence at the Global Wind Energy Council. Many thanks to you for joining us here on The Agenda.
You're welcome. Thank you, Stephen.